Okay, guys. Down to Jackson, Mississippi, which goes by other names. I think some of you guys know what they call it down there, but down to Jackson, Mississippi, where they're, of course, like every other democratically run city, experiencing epic levels of gang violence and son violence. Son/gang violence. So the Jackson City Council voted to fund full-time gang prosecutor to fight gang violence. And this is something that you're going to start seeing around the country. I was telling you guys this for a while, for months. The only way to stop crime, unfortunately, I wish there was other ways. Now, I want you guys to understand, I wish that there were other ways. I wish the other ways worked. I'm not sitting here hoping and praying, even though that doesn't do anything, because I'd be a billionaire. But hoping and praying, since y'all think hoping and praying sometimes works for things, you wishing bad on so. All right, so since it works sometimes, I'm not hoping and praying for these programs and all this activism and basketball courts and rec centers and free money and giving criminals money and free housing. I'm not let them out of jail and not punishing them for their crimes. I wish that stuff worked. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So what happens here in a place like Jackson, Mississippi, where you have, everything. And I mean everything down here, son. Some people run everything. Everything. But you have in this place like this, they're bringing in these special prosecutors. So which gives them cover. I'm not being tough on crime, which in a city like this means incarcerating son men. So when the son population in the prison goes up, it's the prosecutor. So it gives the liberal politicians cover, and it protects the people from the violent criminals. So it's a win-win situation. This works for everybody. This is a beautiful solution. I've been telling you guys, mean prosecutors and mean judges. Judges with an attitude, prosecutors with an attitude. They won't be talking about the 90s no more. Man, things getting back to how it was in the 90s. You won't hear that no more. So, the city council's doing their job down there. Finally. They're making some steps to protect the people who are constantly being killed down there by the thug element, the gang element, the son element. So they're finally protecting the people down here in Jafrica. And now, city councilman and I don't know if this was a coincidence, but a few days ago, a city councilman was accosted by a blogger.
An altercation between Jackson City Councilman Aaron Banks and a local blogger known as the Cypher Voice that was caught on camera could lead to charges. Here's the video. Well, what you're hearing there is Napoleon Edwards, a.k.a. the Cypher Voice, telling Banks he will bust him in the face. Banks walked away from the confrontation. The incident happened yesterday during a special city council meeting to talk about the city's garbage collection concerns. Councilman Banks is reportedly considering pressing charges.
And listen, I don't want to bang on this brother too hard because he may have a legitimate reason for being upset. These democratically run cities are run horribly, and they're very violent. They're very dirty. In this case, this is over trash collection. I don't know if this brother has a reason for being upset like this. I don't feel sorry for these politicians. They condone violence in the community. They condone violence in the neighborhood. Little kids getting shot while sleeping in the bed. They don't care about that. So when violence comes their way, man, hey, I actually enjoy seeing it sometimes. I don't feel sorry for this guy. Now they did get the new prosecutor in, which is going to save countless lives in cities like this, because most of the offenders in the city, democratically run cities, the violent offenders, most of them are repeat offenders, and most of them are out on bond, or most of them are have been let out of jail or early, or most of them had charges, dropped. So a lot of the guys who are doing the violent crime have had a lot of contact with the criminal justice system. They've just been allowed to escape. So now this guy got some of the violence. Doesn't bother me.
The clock is ticking. 9 days from now, the city's current contract with waste management expires. The mayor wants to bring in a local company to temporarily pick up the trash. Council members say they want to see a signed contract first.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Mayor.
In a special Tuesday city council meeting,
they are prepared to take this on.
Mayor Chokwe Lumumba told the council the administration wants to hire a local contractor that can pick up Jackson trash on an emergency basis after its current contract with waste management expires at the end of the month.
We found a local minority vendor that has years of experience in garbage collection.
The mayor says the vendors, which include businessman Socrates Garrett, has ordered rental trucks to start picking up the trash October 1st.
Madam Chair, I would say, I think that we're treading sticky legal waters here.
But council members rejected the mayor's request to allow the emergency vendor to make a public presentation on the services they would provide.
This is the brother Aaron Banks, who's about to get bust in his mouth by Cypher Voice. So he's against the minority-owned private company being able to present their proposal to the city council to pick up the trash, now that the current contract with the Department of Public Waste has expired. Now, does this brother not think that things will be done properly? That the trash won't get picked up on time? That there'll be all kind of BS minority-run businesses? And I ain't even going to say minority-son, because I've had good experiences with other minorities, Crouching Tigers and Hombritos. I've had a lot of good experiences with their business, and I've had some good experiences with some people's businesses. However, this brother doesn't seem to think it's a good idea, and he's using some legal mumbo jumbo. And I think this is what may have got him almost busting the mouth.
In a special Tuesday city council meeting,
they are prepared to take this on.
Mayor Chokwe Lumumba told the council the administration wants to hire a local contractor that can pick up Jackson trash on an emergency basis after its current contract with waste management expires at the end of the month.
We found a local minority vendor that has years of experience in garbage collection.
The mayor says the vendors, which include businessman Socrates Garrett, has ordered rental trucks to start picking up the trash October 1st.
Madam Chair, I would say, I think that we're treading sticky legal waters here.
But council members rejected the mayor's request to allow the emergency vendor to make a public presentation on the services they would provide.
My sense is, Mr. Mayor, that we will hear from them when we get the contract in hand, but we have not seen anything.
The mayor declared an emergency last week after he said contract negotiations between the city and Waste Management broke down.
Not only did I have one meeting with Waste Management, I had 2 meetings with Waste Management.
Talks with the city and Waste Management started after the city council twice voted against approving a new contract with Texas-based FCC Environmental, which the mayor wanted.
How close are we getting to these companies, right? I don't have a special relationship with any of them, right? Because my interest is my relationship with the community. And I'm going to make sure that what we put forth represents the best interest of Jackson.
City Council will be back here at City Hall tomorrow for another special meeting to try to iron out the differences over the contract. The mayor says he could present that emergency contract to the council on next Tuesday. That's 2 days before the crucial deadline. Live at City Hall, Ross Adams, 16 W.
And as you can see, the Jackson City Council chose to go with the Waste Management rather than the independent Sun-owned trash collection company. And with a 1-month contract, so I mean, they're probably going to do it month to month. It's a lot of wrangling, political wrangling going on. But I think the main thing is just collect the trash. I think Waste Management is probably the best place to go because that's what they do. Outsourcing this to a private company. I mean, yeah, it can get dicey. Now, Waste Management is picking up the trash. You know who to go to. They're reliable. They've been doing it forever. This is how it's done everywhere. Just keep it simple, stupid. But yeah, this is why the city councilman almost got busted in the mouth. So I guess he's not afraid. I guess that threat didn't work.
Tonight, the family of a local radio host is speaking out. William Edwards remains in jail tonight after Hinds County Supervisor David Archie accuses the man of making a deadly threat.
I said, I'm going to tell you again, and I don't want you to ask me that anymore. Okay. I want you to do your job.
Always.
And provide that information to the public.
Now, Edwards is also known as the Cipher Voice. He was arrested on Tuesday on cyberstalking charges. Archie also said Edwards made personal statements about him that crossed the line. Edwards appeared in court earlier today. He was supposed to be released on a $20,000 bond, but his family says he remains in the Raymond Detention Center. His sister tells us tonight she is worried for her brother's safety.
My concern is that the Cipher, who is my brother, William to me, undoubtedly has said some unfavorable things regarding maybe some city officials that for some might be unfavorable. But with his constitutional right and freedom of speech, my concern is that I don't want any harm to come his way.
Edwards' family says they plan to return to court with an attorney to find out what's going on with his release. Today, the judge issued a gag order demanding Edwards not talk about what led to his arrest. He is also ordered not to have any contact with Supervisor Archie.
Okay, so this brother, Cipher Voice, I can't knock the brother. He talks about the crime going on down there. He at least addresses the crime that's going on in the streets down there in Jackson, which is, Jackson is almost 80% sun. It's not quite East St. Louis, but it's a sunny city, man. Very sunny city down there. Lot of sun violence. he's been harassing these local politicians down there for a while. And listen, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
This platform has a very intelligent conversation, because I believe that we have an intelligent audience, even though some of you lack the ability to demand change. I think it is very important that we address murder in this city. That's right. I'm talking about 6 homicides in less than 24 hours. 15 more homicides than we had this time last year. And you have a police chief that was on the scene of the homicide yesterday that could barely even explain. Or do you have mayor or city leaders that are even concerned about the rate of African-American men and women, and let me put this connotation attached to it, poor African-American men and women that are being gunned down in the streets of Jackson, Mississippi. And people, I told you this on April the 6th, when you were laughing and when you were talking about this and that, and when you were saying, oh, Chokwe is back in there. I told you on April the 6th that after April the 6th, that you will see a carnage in this city. Because what you have to understand is the number one criminal in the city, prior to those that are out committing all this carnage, is the one that sits in the mayor's seat. The number one criminal in the city is the one that sits in the chief of police seat. The number one criminal in the city is the one that sits in the DA's seat. So why would anybody be amazed today at 6 murders in the capital city in less than 24 hours?
All right, guys, make sure y'all go subscribe to this brother's channel, man. I endorse this channel, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to this brother's channel, man. Or I'm going to bust you in your mouth.
Altercation between Jackson City Councilman Aaron Banks and a local blogger known as the Cypher Voice that was caught on camera could lead to charges. Here's the video.
What? What's in your mouth, man? Say
well, what you're hearing there is Napoleon Edwards, a.k.a. the Cypher Voice, telling Banks he will bust him in the face. Banks walked away from the confrontation. The incident happened yesterday during a special city council meeting to talk about the city's garbage collection concerns. Councilman Banks is reportedly considering pressing charges.